there is a significant number of people who have never heard of Gina Carano and who voted for President Trump.
Ridiculous.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire official podcast. This is episode number 44. On this show, we like to talk about comic books, movies, TV shows, video games, and everyone's favorite political discourse. I am your host, Tactic Angel, and with me is Midget Radio, my murderous socialist friend.
Hello.
Hello, Midget Radio. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing okay.
Fantastic.
I have poured myself a glass of Old Camp American blended whiskey.
That sounds pretty good. How is it?
It tastes strange, and as I look at the back of the bottle, it says 20% bourbon whiskey, 2 years old, 80% grain neutral spirits.
I don't know what to make of that.
I have a feeling that this is a little bit of whiskey plus Everclear.
Wow. I mean, it sounds like something somebody would make out of things they just had left over. Like, well, we've got this, but not enough of either one. So
What I don't understand is how you get away with calling this whiskey. Because
got a little bit in it, right?
Right? But it's 20%.
So, there you go. Like, if I was 5% Native American, I'd be like, I'm a motherfucking Native American.
Yes, but if I sold you one wheel, you wouldn't say that you own a car.
No.
It's not objectionable. It's just that it tastes strange, and I don't think it's legitimately whiskey.
Okay. Interesting.
We did not read the bottle before purchasing it. It was on sale.
Oh, like in the checkout line, you just pick it up and
I don't know how the store is arranged where you are at.
Yeah, they sell a lot of cheap liquor in the fucking checkout line. So,
I had to actually go to a booze palace for this, or a liquor store.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. I've never seen it before.
It has I kind of like the look of the bottle, which is, how they hook you.
Sure.
Anyway, what do you have?
I have the Glenlivet, the 12-year Glenlivet. It's been a while since I've had this, and I love it. I miss it, and it feels like kind of a homecoming. So
probably feels like 12 years.
It does. It really does. It's fucking fantastic.
Off of the bullet.
I still have a little bit of that left, but I can't bring myself to finish it off. I don't know why.
Bullet would have been not a bad thematic thing to be drinking right now, because you know what we're going to talk about right now?
I think I do, but explain it.
Scorched Earth. Kind of the new American frontier, I guess.
Yeah.
So a little introduction. The year is the future.
Accurate.
Someone forgot to recycle, and now the world sucks because of a big storm.
Fuck yeah.
Everybody gets sick from breathing air. They actually call it black lung, but it has nothing to do with the actual disease that we know is black lung. Anyway, rain is sometimes good, sometimes bad. Like any other movie set after the end of the world, most everybody is dead. Small settlements of humanity cling onto the last hopes for survival. I'm going to read a bit of, I think, the IMDb description, because when I read it, I was just floored.
Okay.
Humanity is perhaps trying to establish new roots, building from the ashes. And in the middle of this is bounty hunter Attica Gage, played by Gina Carano. Gage infiltrates Jackson's gang, and everything is going to plan until she meets a slave girl that reminds her of her dead sister. With her loyalty to only herself now tested, Gage learns that there might be more to life than just survival.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I didn't
Midget
know
radio.
that, but
Midget radio. Well, let me first say, this may or may not exist in some movie theater somewhere.
I know it's playing at a theater in my town, but it was too far away to go to.
I watched it on Amazon.
Yep, same here.
And as I understand it, you can probably also get it on the Apple service.
Sure. Probably some other places. Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
So it's one of those sort of weird mixed release things. Now we can say Midget Radio. Can you give our fandom your first impressions on Scorched Earth?
Well, it was amazing. It was just amazing. I mean, you know, why did we watch this movie, Tactic Angel?
We watched this movie because Gina Carano is awesome.
Yep.
And we wish her the best.
Yep.
In fact, someone was going to write her an open letter last year, but never did.
Nope.
I think you have more material, though, after this.
That's true. I absolutely do. I don't know what to say about this movie. It's terrible, but I think we all have a duty to pay money to see it. So that's it. In no way diminishes my faith in Gina Carano's fucking potential as an action movie heroine. So, you know, there's that.
Okay. I have seen several movies that are sort of in the same ballpark in terms of production. Most of them direct to DVD or direct to streaming services.
Yeah.
From the once great and now very great Steven Seagal.
Oh yeah.
The former being somewhat of a qualitative judgment, and the latter being more of a mass issue.
True.
I would say that this movie is no worse than that.
That is very true. And in fact, if I had to pick between certainly Seagal's later output or this film wins hands down. Absolutely.
Now, I had roughly the same understanding of Scorched Earth as a movie. Like, the writing is pretty atrocious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is actually sort of shocking. Just the things that are happening in this movie. And we'll talk a little bit about spoilers. I can't imagine that anybody has seen this, and I can't imagine that anybody cares. But
I know.
I do hope that I hope the right people see this.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of the hesitancy for giving Gina Carano, an actual movie is based on, well, she punches people. Can she really act?
Yeah.
And I feel like, particularly in the first half of this movie, I feel like some of it was phoned in, but like the first half of it, she has well delivered lines.
Sure.
And certainly when we look back at some of our favorites, particularly in sort of their earlier years, Schwarzenegger.
Oh God, yeah.
The great and obviously beloved here, Van Damme.
Yeah.
And certainly Jackie Chan's sort of lovable but fairly clumsy navigation of English.
Yeah.
You are getting certainly no worse, and almost certainly are getting a better performance out of most of the scenes. I feel like some of them are sort of throwaway scenes, and some of it's probably just like a person trying to write a badass.
Yeah.
And and not really caring. And then the director's just like, well, these people are badasses, so the only thing they do is stare at each other. So we're gonna do the shot reverse shot, and it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, much like the hunter, her character is that she is a badass in this movie.
I feel like the hunter gave a pretty fucking brilliant performance.
He really did.
Second, really only to me. But I mean, I enjoyed watching this because I enjoyed seeing sort of Gina Carano's growth as an actress.
Yeah.
I own Haywire. I now own this because it's just like, well, it's $7 to rent it and it's $10 to own it. So fudge this the price of a beer, and I might as well give myself the chance to see it a second time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, I enjoy seeing like Haywire. They directed around her.
Yeah.
Now they gave her a lot more stuff to do physically.
Yes.
And I feel like whoever was making this movie was not interested or capable enough to give Gina the opportunity to do the physical stuff.
Yep.
In fact, I'm not even sure. Like, at one point, you see somebody jump off of what looks like like a giant drum for something.
Yeah.
And she lands behind some barrels and stuff and whatever. And then Gina pops out. And I'm like, I have a feeling that was a stunt.
Yeah,
actress.
I'm guessing it probably was too.
And then Gina's like, roll into frame. And
yeah.
And like, I get it. I would not want to get injured over this film.
Sure. And for that scene, but
definitely not for that scene. But she can do great stuff. I mean, I love her in Haywire.
Yeah.
She has some great fight scenes. She's in, Fast and Furious 7 or something, or 6. Who gives a shit? She's in one of them.
Yeah.
She makes the movie significantly more watchable.
Yes.
And I just want people to give her more of a shot. And I think that this movie and probably arguably even the last movie that we saw, where she's trying to, find her husband.
Yeah. In the blood. Yeah.
In the blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's clearly getting a little bit more comfortable, a little more natural in front of the camera. She can emote some.
Yeah.
At this point, just give her some stuff to do.
Yeah. So the biggest problem with this movie is really that, like, I mean, when Van Damme was making movies, when he first started out, he's definitely a little flat on screen, and his performances aren't always the best. They're a little hammy. But what's the thing? Like, why is he making movies? Like, what's the appeal for Jean-Claude Van Damme? He needs to kick people in the face and do the fucking splits. And that's what he's doing in every movie that he's making, particularly when he starts out. This movie, for some reason, decided not to play to Gina's strengths and the things that all of us who want to watch a fucking Gina Carano-led movie want to see, which is a bizarre, an incredibly bizarre choice to make. Because the reason Van Damme is where he is now is because he played to his strengths in like every movie that he ever made, as bad as any of those movies were. They still managed to capitalize on the things that were so appealing about him. And it's weird. And I think, In the Blood did kind of the same thing with Gina, because the fights in that movie are really good. Like, there's nothing to really complain about at all in that film with respect to getting to see Gina Carano beat some people in the face. This movie, though, there's like maybe one fight scene in the beginning, and there's one strangely abbreviated fight at the end of the movie. And there's not a whole lot in between. And it's surprising how often they had her using like guns and a crossbow in this movie. But yeah, it's weird that they decided to go in this different direction with her, and I don't I don't understand why. I don't understand. This is a low budget B grade fucking, I guess technically sci-fi movie. But it should have been, it should have been treated like a low budget fucking action movie, like In the Blood. Like, she needs to make movies that basically like In the Blood over and fucking over again. And that's, I think that's what's going to give her the opportunity to grow as an actress. I mean, you've got to play to your strengths, right? To draw in the audience. And if she's not delivering on the fights and the stuff that makes her so appealing in the first place, I just feel like she's not going to get those opportunities in the future. That's what makes me worried.
I could see that. What I took out of it was really more that this movie was made as sort of we're going to give you, $2, $3, $5 million. Go shoot this fucking movie with Gina Carano and some other former TV actors.
Yeah.
And we just want to see how she acts. Like, because when you see her in Deadpool, when you see her in Haywire, when you see her in the Fast and Furious movie.
Yeah.
Like, there is no question that she can do the stunt work.
Yeah.
That she can appear to hold her own and fight. And like, she's a, put together.
Fuck yeah, she is.
Oh, lady.
She's a tough motherfucker. Yeah.
I think that, like, maybe this is just me being hopeful that somebody's just like, I really want her to work out, but I'm not going to give you, a 20, 40, 50, $100 million movie on the hopes that, somebody who can't act suddenly learns how to do it.
Right.
So maybe they're just trying to, put her through her paces there. And I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
I would think that you would just get acting coaches and do that a lot cheaper. But
yeah,
I guess you never really know until the rubber hits the road.
Yeah,
if that's gonna work.
I don't know.
Then you get those weird people like Sylvester Stallone who are like fucking brilliant in some movies, and just what in the world?
I know.
In others,
a lot of that is yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think her movies are gonna have to make money for people to keep watching them, and so I don't know why. Like, it's a fucking movie. It's designed to basically just exploit people, and the thing that's so fucking amazing about her is her ability to fight, to show like convincing fight scenes. God, I mean, every time she throws a fucking punch, you're like, yeah, that probably hurt. That probably really hurt. That was probably pretty fucking devastating. I mean, she just looks amazing. She's an absolute pleasure to watch when she's in the middle of a fucking brawl. So that's the gold. That's where the fucking moneymaker is. And God, if you just keep having her do that in these stupid little movies, just like Van Damme and just like fucking Steven Seagal, eventually they're going to make a really fucking great movie. Like, and that's what I really want to see. I want to see Gina Carano's fucking Under Siege. I want to see like that could exist. But I don't know, man. She's got to make those.
I think that their trajectories are very different because they're playing in worlds that are very different. Like, you look at late 70s, early mid 80s. That's kind of like the zenith of the action film. I mean, it does continue into the 90s, but you do start to feel like, at some point, like somebody saw Death Wish and, you know, started watching McQueen movies and then like Schwarzenegger and you know, Stallone, they came in at just the right time to kind of capture that and take that idea to the next level.
Yeah.
Then somebody made RoboCop, and several people in the audience said, it's just too many squibs.
Sure.
There needs to be less blood. And eventually that narrative started to take over. And by the time that you're looking at, you know, the turn of the century, action films were pretty much in their grave.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
And they just started to suck.
Yeah.
I mean, Schwarzenegger did that movie where he's a firefighter. It might have actually just been called The Firefighter or something like that.
Oh, fuck. I don't remember.
And he goes down to like Colombia and tries to save his family.
Oh my God. That should have been such a good movie. I remember, God, what was the name of that film? Because the premise was fucking amazing. Because it was like, yeah, his family gets in trouble with like some fucking terrorists or some shit in Colombia, and he's in America, and he's like, I can't get the American authorities to fucking do anything about it, so I, Arnold Schwarzenegger, am gonna fucking take care of it. And you're like, well, how could this be a bad movie? How could this be a fucking bad movie? And it is. And it totally sucks. God, I'm still really frustrated with that film, because that's just a fantastic premise.
Collateral Damage.
Collateral Damage, that's right. That's it. What a piece of shit with such an amazing fucking premise. Yeah, I don't know. I think like if we compare, if we look at where we are today, you know, we've got a bit of a revival. You know, we had like the Bourne and the first fucking Taken movie, and it's like, Jesus Christ, if Liam Neeson could do all of this, could you just imagine if like Gina Taken starring fucking Gina Carano would be an amazing fucking movie. And then of course we've got now the John Wick films and Atomic Blonde, and it's like she can fit into this. I mean, she can fit into this overall theme. You know, and certainly on if it's got to be a lower budget, which I understand, because her name's not going to draw the kind of crowd that somehow Keanu Reeves manages to draw. But I mean, she can do this kind of shit, but she's got, I don't know, she's got to make movies that are at least, I think, similar to it. I'm
getting pretty triggered. I mean, Keanu Reeves. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, I love The Matrix.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yes, yeah.
The first one
qualifier,
is a work of art.
Yeah.
It is just a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
It has, you know, enough themes to think about. And it also has just groundbreaking action that still holds up today.
Yeah.
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 But fuck, John Wick, you know, what's the one where he's the guy who kills the demons? Constantine.
Oh, Constantine, yeah. Yeah.
You have him in, you know, Speed, you have him in, it's like we deserve better than Keanu Reeves. Like,
yeah,
I like some of the guy's work, but it's just,
yeah,
it's pathetic that he is honestly 1995 to today, he might be the most successful action film, or other than Vin Diesel. Fuck, no, that's even worse.
No. Oh my God. I watched the latest XXX movie because Donnie Yen was in it, and Donnie Yen is amazing, but Vin Diesel is fucking unwatchable in that movie. He is practically unwatchable.
But people watch it.
I don't know how. He is a disgusting, just, I fucking hate that dude. I hate I hate him. I hate him in those fucking movies. Those movies are just terrible. Oh, extreme sports meets like action. It's just the worst fucking douchebag Mountain Dew fucking idea for a movie. It's absolute crap. But I had to sit through the entire thing because Donnie Yen was in it. And every scene Donnie Yen was in, I was like, God, I love this fucking dude. I love this fucking guy. And then you have to sit through Vin Diesel mumbling his way through a fucking scene. And what a nightmare that fucking movie is. But Donnie Yen is the shit. You know.
There are so many times that I think that Vin Diesel thinks that he is as cool as Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah.
Probably.
Assuming he knows who Humphrey Bogart is, but yeah.
He could walk onto a set and mumble his lines drunkenly, and they're great.
Yeah. Yeah, he has charisma.
He does, a very subtle charisma.
Yeah.
And honestly within a limited range, but
yeah.
But you still love the guy. And I just don't I don't. We are so far off
I know, because there's not much to really say about Scorched Earth as a movie. This is
okay, let's try to structure this like our average Wednesday night gentleman show.
Okay.
If you had to rate this,
God damn it,
what would you give it?
There's imagining myself in the position where I'm actually about to click the fucking button, for the stars on Netflix. I'm gonna click 3. I might even click fucking 4, but I'm grading that on a massive curve. So, I can't give an honest star rating on this movie. If it was starring anybody other than Gina Carano, I don't give a shit. This is probably this is fucking 1 to 2 star fucking movie. But Gina Carano is in it, so that bumps it. That's a star, maybe another 2.
I mean, like this is legitimately your average late 90s, early 2000s made for the Sci-Fi Channel movie network with CG raptors, but no CG raptors. The raptors are clouds in this case.
Yes. They are actually pretty decent looking clouds,
Kind of. Yeah. They look a little bit like a screensaver.
A little bit, but I liked it.
I don't know. I would say you're right on the quality and heavily biased, and I would probably say like, oh, it's a 2.5. But you know what? The reason why anyone should see this is to support Gina Carano and generally the action movie scene in general.
Yeah.
It needs some new blood.
It does.
We love our champions, but they're going to die eventually, and that will be sad.
Yeah.
But if we want to talk more about specific details, I have something that I wanted to say.
Okay.
At some point, Gina Carano, Gage's friend, who is a woman who can sing, which is like her sister, has a scene where she starts to sing.
Yes.
Did you start laughing your ass off immediately?
Yes. It was ridiculous. Okay. Yeah.
It's like, that woman's voice is not even remotely similar.
No. Whoever was singing did a great job, but
oh yeah. And she did, for her part, a pretty decent job lip syncing.
It was pretty on the mark. Yeah.
But there's no way.
No. Because it's a completely different voice. It sounds like it's immediately in a controlled environment, and there's a little reverb put on there, but
well,
whatever.
That was a laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That was
moment.
Pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Yeah. Oh God. I mean, there's really nothing to say about this movie. It's badly written. Gina doesn't have a whole lot to do, except, you know, say her lines and be kind of a badass the whole way through. And that's it. You know, the first fight between her and that other bounty hunter was okay. You know, it was pretty decent, pretty competent anyway. And the last fight between her and the main bad guy was okay. It ended rather abruptly. But that's all there is to really say, like, about God, she needs like a fucking blood sport, you know, where like half of the movie is just fights, pretty much.
That would be fun.
God.
I would definitely prefer to watch that movie.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know.
Like, we're just gonna talk. Like,
it took. Okay, I just want to complain about several things in the movie, though.
Okay.
Like, at a certain point, a man, the main baddie, reaches up to grab whiskey.
Okay.
And then she sees the bite marks on his arm.
Yeah.
Which were not particularly well done, but
no.
You know, you get the point. And then they have this cut where was that supposed to be her? It looked like it was supposed to be
I
her
thought
mom
the whole
or something.
time it was, yeah, I don't know. I thought the whole time it was supposed to be her.
Okay, anyway. So they cut to that.
I mean the girl who I thought the girl who like bit the dude's wrist, I thought that was supposed to be her.
Yes.
Yeah, and the other woman screaming, that was supposed to be her mom. That's absolutely what I thought. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I paused the movie when this happened. And I went back and I watched it again. And then I paused it again.
Wow, really?
And I'm like, it is 50 minutes into the movie before the character has a motivation.
Yeah. Yeah, other than money. Other than I want to collect the bounty. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the whole I'm going to go mess around with these guys because I want money.
Yeah.
It's not like all that well thought out or all that like well explained, because I was a little bit like, literally it felt like 50 minutes of her just wandering around being a character in this world.
Yeah.
That like at the same time they're trying to do world building, and like within 5 or 10 minutes they forget about the established rules of the world, because why would you hire Gina Carano and then make her wear a mask the whole time? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't, and it's weird because they're like, sometimes they wear the mask and then sometimes not so much. So I didn't really understand that.
I got punched in the ribs and it's hard to breathe, so I used the gas mask. That makes it.
I don't know.
Better.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess you get
weird.
a little more oxygen that way. You know, maybe. I don't know. Fucking no.
So that's a thing. And it was just a shocking moment. It's like 50 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they had made most of the movie and then they were like, hey, what if he's the guy who, like, you know, took her sister or whatever?
Wouldn't that coincidence be amazing?
That would really give her something to.
You don't even realize what it is, because like the first time it's introduced is in a dream sequence that's like 2 minutes before the scene.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
maybe 5.
It's stupid. It's just stupid. And it's like, it's that stupid fucking act. I don't understand this, and Atomic Blonde suffers from this a little bit too. But like, the best action movie has an they all have the simplest of fucking plots. You should not need plot twists in an action film. If anything, they only deter from the entertainment value. So it's like, if she knew the whole fucking time that he was the dude who took her sister, and this was, you know, another revenge movie like so many action films are, this would have been a better movie. It would have been way better. It would have been straight down the line. You know what her fucking motivations are, and now you watch her, you know, beat ass until she accomplishes her fucking mission. You know, like they don't have to be so complicated. But it seems like fucking, I don't know, like 85% of Hollywood doesn't understand, or screenwriters don't understand. Like you're just writing an action movie, dude.
Yeah.
Just fucking write an act. Just give her a reason to beat ass and then let her do her thing. That's it.
Yeah. You look at Die Hard. What's the plot of Die Hard?
Yeah. He's in a building. Shit. I'm in a building. It's full of terrorists.
I gotta stop the terrorists.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, a little bit of the police are fucking up the situation outside, whatever. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Under siege.
Yeah. I'm on a boat.
Stop the terrorists.
There are terrorists. We're in a boat instead of this fucking building.
I mean, even if you go into like The Rock. The Rock is kind of on the tail end of the really great action films. It's still stop the terrorists.
Yeah, there are no plot twists in that movie. There are just slightly better drawn characters. That's it. That's why it's a better action film. Like that's what makes it actually better and stand out from a lot of its peers, is that the characters themselves are actually kind of interesting. And that's, you know, the villain's motivation is compelling. That's what's so unique about that film, and everything else is just really solid action filmmaking.
Yep.
So, you know, that's why my favorite is a lot of time my favorite is the fucking Predator, because we're in a forest.
Get to the chopper
and there's an alien. We're in a forest and there's a motherfucking alien. What a great movie.
I always return to Dread at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Get out of the building.
Get out of the fucking, yeah. There are no plot twists. They are completely fucking unnecessary. And most of the time they just detract. Like we were talking about with Atomic Blonde and the stupid spy movie bullshit. The twists, and I don't know who is doing what, and like I don't know if this person is being honest or what their real motivation is, or if they're just playing this other character, like all of that unnecessary shit, you know. And it's like if the movie was Charlize Theron taking revenge because Ewan McGregor killed the lesbian lover, that's a better movie. That's a way better movie. Like that's all you fucking need. And I don't know why. I don't know why that's such a hard lesson to learn.
Even if you go to like really complicated plots, Terminator 2, there are two objectives.
Yeah.
Save the kid.
Yeah.
And get rid of the technology.
Yeah. And again, in that movie, there are no twists. I mean, the closest thing you could say is that Sarah Connor decides to kill that dude, which is a fucking brilliant decision.
It's not a twist.
Right. It's not a twist. You're just like, wow, that makes sense. That's exactly what I would expect her to fucking do. So you know, that's it's a great, you know, that's one of the things that makes it such a great movie. But yeah, the twist is the hallmark, especially in action filmmaking, of a terrible fucking screenplay.
Well, it's not really a twist in this. It's like, well, it's almost like they knew that the plot didn't work. It's like we have to make it personal.
But they only realized that like halfway into the movie. like they made it and they were like, fuck, this isn't working. What do we got to do? Come on, we're burning daylight. Somebody fucking come up with something.
It's got to be personal.
Yeah, that dude took her sister. Fucking genius. Shoot it. Let's just shoot it. Ugh, it's sad. It's sad.
It is sad.
God damn it, Gina. Ugh. I just like it. I have returned to In the Blood a couple of times. I have actually like grown pretty fond of that movie. It's absolutely not a great movie. And part of the things that it gets bogged down in is the just bizarre twist at the end of that fucking movie. Where you're like, right? They make the dude fall and plummet to the ground and they don't know where he is, right? And that's what she's trying to figure out. Where the fuck is this fucking guy? Where is my goddamn husband? And then you find out that it's like, what? You guys kidnapped him, but you made him fall like a 100 feet or whatever because you need his blood. Like, what the fuck is what? Why? It's just a weird ending to that, because you're like, oh god, the main bad guy is like sick and he's trying to just survive. This is the plan he came up with. Like, it's just insane. But the fights in that movie are really fucking solid. And there are some great, like, you know, Gina Carano moments in that movie. And I just want her to make films a little more in that vein. Give her the opportunity to do those fights and just make them fucking simpler. Just a straightforward action movie.
I think actually what you've stumbled upon is actually kind of what people are trying to make too clever about action movies now is the mystery villain.
Yeah.
Because everything that you've mentioned is essentially is the mystery villain. It's why Atomic Blonde doesn't work on some levels.
Yeah.
It's why In the Blood doesn't work. It's why you just get annoyed.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, all of the great action films, you pretty much know who the bad guy is.
Yeah.
It's like start to finish, The Rock. Somebody took over Alcatraz. Got to get it back.
Yeah.
The T-1000. Just
he's
simple.
He's clearly bad. Yeah.
As simple as it comes.
Yep.
Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
Like, we are introduced to Hans Gruber almost immediately.
Yeah.
The mystery villain doesn't work that. Even if you look at Speed, you know the villain in Speed.
Yep.
The entire time. And granted, like, that's actually kind of a complicated action thriller, but
it is. Yeah. I mean, at the same time, though, a simple premise and no, like, ridiculous fucking twist ending.
Yeah. And overall, Speed is a good movie.
Oh, yeah, totally. Absolutely. Another Keanu Reeves film. God, you are a huge Keanu Reeves fan. Jesus Christ. I didn't know this about Tactic Angel. It's just a massive closet Keanu Reeves fan, apparently.
Have you seen 47 Ronin?
I have not, and I probably never will. But
you are saving yourself some time, because that movie is just terrible.
I have no interest.
I don't remember why I watched it. I think it was when I first got PlayStation View, and it was like, do you want to watch this? And I'm like, whatever. You mean I can?
Yeah.
Like, yes, why not? I have all of these channels at my fingertips. What am I going to do? Nothing. You're going to watch television.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think the mystery villain, I think in this case, it's not really a mystery villain, because it's like, it changes the nature of the villain. And
yeah.
And it was weird because he I don't know, he wasn't really like super all that bad up to that point.
Yeah, I mean
he did kill the guy who basically walked up to him with a gun and said, "Stop fucking with me."
Right, sure.
And it's like, well, you know, he's Wild West.
Yeah, this is not a very diplomatic approach. I wouldn't expect a diplomatic response. So, you know.
What did you expect?
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, the script is just crap. It's just crap. The world itself was pretty uninteresting. There's not anything real standout or unique about it. So, you know,
sometime we need to talk about just Demolition Man.
Okay, because that's an amazing movie.
Just what a fucking feat of world building.
Yeah.
They did, and probably how little effort they put into.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like that. It is interesting in that is a film that almost completely lacks exposition. But the way they weave in how that world works, it actually really is like pretty amazing. Because we've got. I mean, we're seeing it through the eyes of John Spartan. That's absolutely a well-established device, the kind of fish out of water, and he's learning about it, you know, along with us. But there's no real heavy-handed exposition or anything like that. and it's generally done like pretty brilliantly through a lot of humor and stuff. That actually is like a pretty well written fucking action movie. There's a lot of stuff that a lot of credit has got to go to the scriptwriter for that.
Oh, it's first of all, it has so many great one-liners, and it just has some banter that's just great.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
It's a fucking fantastic film. I would like to see Gina Carano make something like that.
Plus, like, I mean, like, honestly, the two-liner technically that's in it is one of my favorite. You're gonna regret this the rest of your life. Both seconds.
That is a pretty fantastic action movie line.
Oh God,
man, that's an art that's been kind of lost over the years too. I don't think we've seen much in the way of brilliant action movie, one-liners.
Yeah, oh man, it's satire, it's humor,
yeah,
it's action, it's entertaining from start to finish. Everything that this movie is in.
Tactic Angel, yeah, I wish that we were spending more time talking about Gina Carano in this episode, but it's hard to.
I love Haywire.
I do. Well, okay, so we could talk about that a little bit, because that movie actually really frustrates me, because I think it's almost perfect. And what's so frustrating to me about it is that it violates all of the fucking rules that we're talking about. The stupid mystery villain, the fucking twist endings, and the goddamn weirdly non-linear approach to the way that script unfolds. It is so fucking frustrating to me. And I think because as you're watching it, so many of the fucking fight scenes that are in that film, as goddamn brilliant as they are almost completely uninformed. Like, we don't really know exactly why the fights are breaking out. We only find out fucking later. And then that god-awful ending where Ewan McGregor basically just gives away the whole fucking movie, just confesses everything that we just saw and explains it all to us idiot audience members. It's so fucking irritating. I actually think that movie would be amazing if someone would just go in and re-edit it and put it in fucking chronological order. And then you would have like a no shit fucking brilliant goddamn action movie. I hate the way that fucking movie is edited together. Everything else about it, though, is just fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that it is definitely not traditional in structure, and ultimately the plot twist, the sleight of hand at the end is obnoxious.
It is obnoxious. It's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And I think it just detracts from what could be. Like, it's so close to being so fucking perfect, and it would be like that movie could have been like Gina Carano's fucking Under Siege. Just tell us just for us to know exactly what she's doing and to know everything that she knows throughout the entire fucking movie. That's all you got to do. Like, that's all you have to fucking do. And then let the film speak for itself. Let her performance speak for itself, and her goddamn fight scenes, which are just brilliant. And so many of the goddamn decisions that Soderbergh made as a director, like, God, because he's so content to just let the camera rest on her and to just live with her during some of these fights. And I mean, of course, that fucking just brilliant tracking shot down the alleyway as she is just running. As she's just fucking sprinting after that dude. Mm-hmm. It's just brilliant stuff. It is so fucking frustrating to me that the movie's not more straightforward and more linear, because, God, it just feels like a lot of... it makes me really angry.
Well, that movie was very much written around Gina Carano.
It was. It was.
Which... in both senses, to highlight what she's really good at, and another concentric circle around that to detour everyone from noticing that she really wasn't much of an actress at that point.
No. And And that's fair. And I feel like they almost maybe like there was an attempt to kind of overcorrect for that.
Yes.
By confusing and obfuscating the fucking plot. And that's a little irritating because God, as much as he celebrated, just her physical fucking prowess in that movie. The script is a shit show. It's just the plot line, the how it's told is frustrating. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just irritating. I feel like we both realize the potential that she has. And for me, I feel like it hasn't really, it hasn't been realized in some senses, and in some ways it's been muted a little bit. And
yeah, I mean, you and I are probably of the same mind that if we saw Gina Carano in the perfect, just, I'll just say like orgasmically delightful movie.
Yeah.
It would be Gina Carano stars as X-23. Here we go.
Well, yeah, I don't know what would happen. I don't know what I would do I don't know what I would do.
I think you would get arrested in the
I probably would because
exposure.
someone would probably be dead at the end. Like someone, I wouldn't be surprised. Like that would be amazing. But yeah, I don't know. Like I remember, so when they were going to restart kind of the Kickboxer franchise, when that first movie was being talked about, and Jean-Claude Van Damme was cast, and we knew that he was going to be basically the instructor, the sensei,
Miyagi,
the fucking Mr. Miyagi figure in Kickboxer. And I love Kickboxer. It probably is actually my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie of all time. I just love that movie.
I don't know if you've seen it, but Time Cop?
I know. But I'm really...
It's a lot like Bruce Willis. Or it's a lot like Looper starring Bruce Willis.
True. But
only
when they said...
times better.
When they were making that fucking movie and announced that like Gina Carano was cast, we were like, right, that's perfect. Gina Carano can play Kate Sloan, right? We'll just make the lead character the fucking female version of Kurt Sloan. We'll call her fucking Kate. And she'll be the lead, and her brother or whatever was killed by Tong Po, this super badass Muay Thai fighter from fucking Thailand. And she decides she's going to go get revenge against his ass, fight this motherfucker. And along the way meets Jean-Claude Van Damme, who trains her for that very purpose. How the fuck do you go wrong with that movie? That would have been absolutely perfect. And then you watch Kickboxer and you're like, well, now they cast this fucking French dude who's fine. He's not a better actor than Gina Carano, but he's fucking fine, I guess. And she's in the movie. She has exactly 0 fight scenes in the film. She has 0 fights. She's in it barely at all. I mean, talk about wasted fucking potential. It's so frustrating to me. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why. That would have been the perfect thing. You've got Jean-Claude Van Damme handing the fucking reins symbolically to Gina Carano in this fucking movie. We could have had, there's probably a universe where that actually happened, and we're not in that universe. We're in this, I don't know. It's very depressing, Tactic Angel. I'm getting very depressed right now.
I'm very sorry. If I could, I would give you a hug.
This is the bad drinking where the depression just comes out.
I gotta open up the bottle again.
It's just sad. She is super talented and such a pleasure to see. And god damn it, I mean, with the advancements in like fight choreography and in filmmaking, because the only person who you can really compare her to, or at least what her legacy could be, would be a Cynthia Rothrock, who certainly was not like a huge fucking name. Definitely dominated like B-movie action films in the 80s and stuff. And definitely, Jesus Christ, cut her teeth on the Hong Kong action films before really starting to make a splash in America. But Like, that's the only person there fucking is alive that you could goddamn compare her to. And she's a fucking beast. Like, Gina Carano's a fucking beast on the screen. She's so much more vicious and powerful in her fights than Rothrock ever was. And like, if we could just see her make more movies, and she absolutely has the potential to have that kind of legacy, and it is so frustrating to I don't know, to not really see her get to live up to it. I don't know.
Well, I've only seen a couple of Cynthia Rothrock movies, but I can tell you one thing.
They're not good, but
no, they're typically not super good. In terms of quantity,
yeah,
even at the B grade, I would enjoy seeing Gina excel at least that far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think that's so much of it, but yeah.
Also, Cynthia Rothrock wasn't shying away, at least in the movies that I saw, from any sort of physicality, which you see here. I think there are too many guns in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's the issue. That's the main issue with this film, and that's what's so weird about, like, even Cynthia Rothrock, right? What are her fucking strengths? Well, she has a legit martial arts background. She needs to fucking kick people in the goddamn face. I mean, and every one of her movies, there are fight scenes. Yes. There are multiple fight scenes, and that's what's so bizarre about this film. And I don't know where that's coming from. You know what it is? It's a little bit, because we've had this conversation about The Rock, and you watch a movie like Walking Tall, and you're like, he's a genius, and he's absolutely fucking, he is owed, or he is certainly able to step into the kind of legacy that Schwarzenegger created for himself and Stallone. Like, he absolutely has that potential to be that fucking action movie fucking hero, because Walking Tall is just a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
And then he immediately left turns into the Tooth Fairy and the fucking comedy stuff and this shit that Schwarzenegger started to do, with Kindergarten Cop and then Junior and all the rest of it.
Honestly, I'm a little bit interested in seeing the Jumanji.
I am too. I like The Rock. I absolutely like him, but he's not ever going to have he's not going to be counted among the action film here. I'm never going to talk about him alongside Schwarzenegger and Stallone.
Oh, but he so should. I mean, it was right there.
It was right there. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It was right there for the fucking taking, and he just left turned into the comedy roles. And so that's what, there's part of me that's a little afraid that, like, I don't know if that's what Gina's trying to do with this movie, where she's just left turning into films where, well, now I'm just acting and I just use guns, and that it's just basic stuff like that. And it's like, no, Gina, I mean, you gotta fight. You've gotta fucking fight. You've gotta play to those goddamn assets. You've got to do that. You have to punch people in the face. You have to elbow them. You have to do this.
Kick them. You wrap your beautiful thighs around their face, and you make them hurt.
Exactly. She's got to do that stuff. And
I get it. I think we are starting to get into beating a dead horse.
I don't know who's going to listen to this episode. Hopefully people who also see that Gina Carano is somebody who could mean so much, I think, to the action film genre, and to those of us who love that fucking genre, and want to see its legacy carried into the future. It's just upsetting, man. We got to do that open letter. Fuck,
man. We should send one to The Rock.
I know. I don't know. I feel like he's kind of blown it by now, but Walking Tall is just amazing.
I think he still has potential. Like, and he goes back and forth, and I get maybe wanting to have it all, or maybe feeling that you were burnt a little by the Scorpion King nonsense.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But man, The Rock is a guy who has, $1 million smile and charisma for days.
Yeah.
He also has a physique.
Yes.
That it's just like, just go out there and swing things at people, and I will watch.
Yeah, particularly 2x4s, but yes.
It was a 4x4.
Oh, actually. Was it a 4x4? I didn't see.
Yeah, it was a fence post.
Oh.
It was not an unsubstantial piece of lumber.
God, what a fucking great movie.
Anyway.
Again, how many twist endings in that movie? Fucking 0.
0. And actually it has like one of the, oh God, right in the middle. He beats the fuck out of everything with a piece of lumber.
Yeah.
And it's like, did you do it? Fuck yes. And I'm gonna be sheriff.
Yes.
2 minutes later, he's sheriff.
Fuck yeah, he is.
We don't need to explain how this happened.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't make sense.
He's the fucking Rock. It doesn't matter. Oh, what a great movie.
Yes. What a great movie.
Gina.
You can finish.
Gina can make a movie like that. I just love her so much. I love what she could be to action movies.
Agree.
God.
Agree.
Because she does, like, even just the little bit that we get in this movie. Just when she elbows that fucking bitch in the face, and you're like, God damn it, that is a devastating elbow. Ugh. It's awesome. It is just awesome to see. Okay, so I'm gonna say one last thing to give maybe some credence to why this is an important thing, maybe to appeal to people who see this as a particular issue in our culture today. So I was watching the trailer for Scorched Earth because I've had my eyes on this movie for a fucking while. And as I watched the trailer on YouTube, I of course looked at the fucking YouTube comments, which is always a goddamn mistake. And you see the kind of terrible goddamn internet stupid garbage vitriol that you would expect to see, on any YouTube video. And you have like a bunch of fucking butthurt little bitches whining about like watching a movie or watching a trailer like this and thinking that it's part of like the social justice warrior movement and all of that shit. And like, we have to put a fucking woman in this role who like can't hold her own against males. And I mean, there are those comments on this asinine fucking on this trailer. And you're like, Jesus Christ, you clearly are some idiot who has no idea who Gina Carano is. A fucking MMA goddamn fight. I mean, Jesus Christ, like she can absolutely hold her fucking own. But that's what makes her so important. If you care about this in sort of the cultural sense, if you care about that argument at all, she's definitely someone who she's a fucking female, and I would never want to get into a fight with her. I absolutely believe that she would just crush the fucking life out of me without any issue. And that's part of the thing that makes her so compelling and so important. The fact that she can participate in these fucking fights and sell them on a visceral level, that's where her strength is in these movies, and that's what she needs to keep doing. And that's why she could be, I think, she could be certainly culturally relevant and just definitely an important fucking addition to the legacy of the action film. So there you go. There's at least a stupid fucking political appeal to why you should pay to watch Scorched Earth and support this lady in making more of these motherfucking movies.
Well, I hope everybody in our audience listens to that. We're going to go ahead and call that episode number 44 of the Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire official podcast. Please, everyone, there's nobody. We should probably just skip all this other stuff. Hit like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. We are at WNG_MME_OBC. We're on Facebook, where we are the Wednesday Night Gentlemen. Thank you, nobody, for listening. And we'll see you again on episode number 45 of the Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire official podcast.
Bye-bye.